Good afternoon and welcome to Lester Percussion Studio. Today I'd like to talk about double bass drum activity on the drum set. The problem I'm going to have is camera work. Right now I've got my cell phone on a stand on a practice pad about right here so you can see a little bit of my hand action on the snare. And I'm gonna play heel up, so at least you can see my knees bounce for my sticking pattern, so to speak, of the bass drum stuff. Now, over the years, I have found that you can apply sticking patterns that we've done with our hands to feet. In right hand lead. Okay, now that last thing I snuck in there is the rest of my story, and actually most of it. When I started playing double bass drum, I think I was in high school and I had no teacher. I started playing drums when I was about 7 years old. And I never had a lesson on drum set till I was 16. And I started playing professionally when I was 12. And somewhere along the way, I decided to put two bass drums together because in the mid-60s, you were starting to see rock drummers do that quite often. And of course, we've seen Louis Bellson since 1946, I believe, playing double bass drums. So I thought, well, I'm going to try to do that. And I have an approach that I call the circle method, and it's kind of based on doing this. Most people can do this, drum all four fingers, and do it like it's one thing. So I started my circle like this, leading with my right hand, because I'm right-handed, followed by my left hand, then the circle goes down to my left foot, then my right foot, and back to my right hand. I can move that around the drums. Oh, I didn't end that one very well. Then I would have needed to end it with my right hand. Okay, so I've done that for 20 or 30 years or more. And a few weeks ago, I started thinking, hey, what if I start that same circle on my right foot? That was pretty sloppy, but you get the idea. So now, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1. And now I can end with my right hand coming to the crash. Works out really well. Then I thought, hey, if I can start it in a different part of the circle, maybe I can musically apply that. How about this? Start on my left foot. Tricky thing is landing on your left foot on the downbeat. That can be awkward. Okay, so the other thing I would try to promote in double bass drum work is a thing I call run to one. And I would, like most fills, come out ending on a crash on beat 1. So I would try to come out of it based on this. If I do a rock beat that's going 1, 3, 4, and 1. Now I'm going to throw the left foot in there and a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1. again, now I'm back to my right hand lead idea, copied in my feet, that I would normally do with my hands anyway. And it's based on a basic rock beat that lots of us do anyway. 1, 2, whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, add another and a 1, 2. And that's pretty easy to do. I would start with something like that if I was a beginner trying to do double bass drum stuff, or if I got a double pedal. Okay, now another thing about talking about our feet playing the bass drum. There's a lot of great drummers who like to bury the beaters of the bass drum pedal into the head. I mean, I've seen some of my favorite players do it. Personally, I totally disagree with it, and I try never to do it. I don't think it's a natural thing, because you don't do dead strokes on the snare or the toms. We never do that. So I think the reason people do it on the bass drum is because that's what we do on the hi-hat. We press it down and we hold it down. But I don't think we should do that on the bass drum, because it's a drum. The hi-hat is not a drum. So they're two different things, and we're playing with our feet, and we have to do different things with the left foot on the hi-hat than we do with the right foot on the bass drum. So I always let the rebound, the beater rebound off the head. And I think when I start doing double pedal on one bass drum, that's really important, because you can't get a good sound out of your bass drum if it's being killed by your other beater sitting on the head. Now, I can't demonstrate that greatly on these electronic drums, but if you try it on acoustic drums, you'll soon notice that if your left foot is pressed against the bass drum head and you try to play with your right foot, your bass drum sound just isn't what it should be. So I'm just putting my 2 cents worth in there, and it's just my opinion. I would not keep the bass drum beaters on the bass drum head. So that's just my opinion. Anyway, I think that's about it for today. And hopefully you got a few ideas that you could try using on your own at home on your double bass drums or double pedal. So feel free to like and subscribe to Lester Percussion Studio, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.